Welcome to Local Point on VTV Cable 6. I'm your host, Chris Piner. Today's show features our local Vernal Airport and plans for a special public open house. Joining me in the studio is Jared Spencer, president of the Vernal Airport Association, and Tim Moody, who is the treasurer, or the money man, as we said. Welcome to Local Point.
Thank you.
Now, when I think of the airport, I usually think of the part that I use, and that's the commercial side of it. But today we're not going to talk about that side of it. It's general aviation. Is that right?
That is correct.
So what is that, and what's going on in general aviation?
General aviation is an incredible part to the community in a lot of different ways. It stands for everything from private pilots, learning student pilots, all the way through our ability to help with like life flight and refueling of fighting aircraft and things like this.
Right. Do you offer, just as a tag along there, are there flight, if someone wanted to be a pilot, that's where they would go, to that part of the airport, and would they talk to
that is
you
correct.
about that kind of thing?
There's actually a couple FBOs, fixed base operators, that allow various services from scenics to charter, instructional, all different types of flying that would fit your needs commercially and just pleasurely.
In fact, it's interesting. There's a lot of corporate flight activity into Vernal. People, may not notice it, but if they drive down Fifth South and look over there, it's not unusual at all to see one of these big twin turbine jets that come in, and a lot of corporate people. And in fact, even yesterday, we were just talking before the taping, there was a B-25 that came out of nowhere. I mean, literally, just flew in from Ohio that nobody knew about. Filled up with gas and headed out again.
Was it there long enough for you to call people and say, come down and look at this thing?
Real quick. That's how we got down there.
Now, you said you told me off camera that you are a relatively new pilot yourself. Did you learn here? Did you go through?
Yes, this is my instructor right here.
That is correct.
And just I've been flying for about 2 years now, a little over 2 years, and it's interesting for me because I'd see, since the airport is located in town, it's kind of close to a lot of people, and I look up and never think anything. And now it's every time I see a plane come up, I look and see his altitude, and I know what he's seeing as he's coming in, and it's a lot of fun.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. I've always had an interest in that as well, but I've never gone for it. Now I know where to go and who to talk to.
There you go.
And so do our viewers. So we have people that are like yourself. Then once they've gone through the program, then that's where you go to play. Right, enjoy and work. Huh?
It's interesting because it is a place where you can have fun. But as Jared was saying, there's a lot of industry.
There's a lot of other business going on.
Business, yeah.
Not just recreation.
Exactly, a lot of money. In fact, Jared, you've got probably the statistics on how much of the airport traffic is general aviation versus commercial.
It is an interesting. You hear frequently in different media about percentages in different areas. But GA does cover about 90% of all of the traffic that comes through Vernal.
90%?
90%.
And yet most of what I think the general public hears about is the 10.
Exactly.
Wow, so this is a very important show. It's a worthwhile show to educate the public a little bit about the 90% use of the airport.
And it fills people we have pilots that have all kinds of backgrounds, from doctors all the way to any type of profession, that come down and own their own planes, bring their families, travel that way. Once you get a bite of aviation and traveling, how quickly you can get from point A to point B, it's very addictive. So,
and we were talking before taping here about how fun it is just to sit in the hangar sometimes, and these people fly in from who knows where, all over the country, and it's a
great gathering place to hear stories and experiences.
You bet. Yeah, even
well, that
from
would
the locals.
be good. I like that kind of thing. Even the locals have good stories?
Like I say,
You'll be sharing those soon.
Well, yeah, probably I got too many already. But it's been a lot of fun just listening to the folks, and there's a lot of learning that can be done just right in the hangar, because you hear people talking about certain situations, and you go, geez, I'll keep that in mind. From icing on wings and increasing your speed and all these kinds of things. Little tips that for new pilots, you don't have the experience, and it's very helpful.
So it's a live podcast, basically, that you get right there in the hangar. You pick up these tips. So have we seen an increase You said 90% is really used in general aviation. Are we seeing overall an increase? We notice growth all around us in our area?
Definitely.
Is there more activity now than ever before? Or?
As the economy goes, so goes a lot of different things, but aviation is structured closely to that. You're seeing a lot of people that have always dreamed, as children looking up and watching planes fly over, oh, I want to do that someday, and just never have the money or time to do it. Now they're getting both. So they are taking the time to go learn how to fly and enjoy aviation, the different aspects that are there.
Do you from time to time have things to bring some of the population into the airport who may not otherwise go in there? Maybe you don't have an interest in learning to fly yourself, but you want to see what's going on and you want to experience some of that. Do you do things like that?
Well, like I said, we've only been an entity for about 2 months now, but we have big plans. And
that entity, just for clarification, is this association that we're talking about, not the General Aviation, but the Vernal Airport Association.
That's correct, and we have big plans. I think what really got us excited was the B-17 that came out here over the last 4th of July, and a lot of folks were out there and took advantage of that, and we would like to do other types of activities like that in the future. And we were talking this morning, and Jared, you might want to explain some of the activities that we hope to be involved in this summer.
This we actually have to be fairly quick on things. We have up and coming next Saturday. We'll be having a barbecue that is open to the public. Anybody that would like to come down and to learn about all the different types of services that are at the Vernal Airport.
And I'll just put you on the spot. What is the date of that, just in case we're catching our viewing audience on
the 20th?
That is the 20th.
On Saturday.
Okay, October 20th, Saturday the 20th. Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
And we're kind of a loose operation. I think it'll start in the morning, but there'll be burgers and hot dogs and
oh,
things like
food
that.
always draws people.
There you go.
That'll be good.
So
will you be doing that? Will you actually be out there
you betcha.
Working that grill? And
supervised by someone with a food handler's permit.
Good answer. That'll work. So there's something, as I was just talking about, to bring people in, let them see what's going on. A little bit of an open house of sorts.
And to carry it on, we've got plans now in the works, talking with the county, with the city and things like this to combine an aviation day or air show with the county fair that will be coming up next year.
I was hoping you'd say an air show.
Everybody
loves that.
And
we need that.
Everything's, I mean, there's nothing firmed up just yet, but right now we have several months to plan for it, and we got a group of energetic folks, and we're going to try and put something together that, working together with the city and county, to have something that'll be real worthwhile for the community.
Well, we'll tease our audience a little bit today with that, and hopefully we'll be able to bring you back in later on and talk about some more of those details and see how that worked out. But you're kind of aiming towards the time of the county fair, then? You've got about a little under a year then.
Definitely, and that's
counting it.
The tentative dates, and that would really work well for a lot of different reasons. But we're excited, and even hopes of the traditions, starting now to move forward with things that will happen annually and not just once in a while.
Right.
So.
Now this will really put you on the spot. Do you remember the last time an air show was held here? I've seen them before here in Vernal, but it's been a while.
There was just talk this morning when we were talking about these new plans about when the last one was, but I don't think anybody ever talked about a date. But they did gave a name that I'd never heard of before. So
a long time ago, then, is what it was.
Too long.
Yeah. Well, one more quick question. What about now? I wouldn't do this, but what if someone wanted to skydive? Is that something maybe?
Not yet.
But maybe.
How's that for a tease?
Not yet, but maybe that's something else we can throw into that future show.
Yes.
All right.
Definitely.
Well, not me, just for the record, but maybe that's something. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there interested in that kind of thing. Well, thank you very much, Jared, Tim, for coming down to Local Point and joining us on our show, and thank you for watching us. And we hope that you watch us again next week.